Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another BJ&Co video. Today we are taking a look at Rail Nation. Now this is a browser based as well as app MMO transport simulator. So you get behind the wheel of a bunch of trains and you try to make as much money as you can, make as much prestige from that, your deliveries, and try to work your way into a large city and help grow the city to be part of the end game, which is 10 out of 50 cities, which is pretty time consuming. So it's a real-time game, so things happen consistently. You log off, your trains still run, collect money, but events happen throughout to change how much money you're making off of different things, so it benefits you to log in. You can see here you get all sorts of trains, all fun little trains, and there's cities throughout the map. I'll just take a look here. So I'm in the United States scenario here, and you can see there's 50 different dots all throughout. Those are all major cities. We're on Boise. You can see I'm also connected to Eugene over here. We can zoom out the map a little bit. So Boise, Eugene, and in between all of these cities there's little industries. So coal, wood, wheat, flour, iron ore, so on and so forth. So the whole point of the game is to pick up goods from different industries, so say grain, and deliver them to your major city, which is whichever one you decide to be connected to at the start of the game and wherever you decide to connect later on. And as you deliver to a city, there is money that you get for it. So if I deliver a ton of cotton, I get $254. That's pretty good. Each train does 5 tons. My trains currently. And then as you supply more to the city, the bar goes up, and the higher up the bar goes, the less the demand for that. If we sat here and watched, you would see the numbers change over time. So that's the basics. You pick stuff up, you deliver it to a city. You can also deliver it to another industry. So grain, I could pick it up from here, and at flour, let's open it all the way up. You can see that it takes a supply of flour or of grain, and just like the cities, as it goes up, the price decreases. So the simple mechanics of the game: deliver stuff. How do you progress? How do you get part of a big city? Well, here we can see Boise is level 14 right now. It has 4 required goods. There is pastries, textiles, hardware, and copper ore. In order to deliver in order for the city to level up to the next level, you need to deliver enough goods so that they're in this green area where you can see tools is at right now, or hardware, sorry. It'll be red before you get there. If you just get over this line, it'll go green, and if it gets high enough that it won't drop below this line, it turns green and you're good to go. So once all 4 goods turn green, once this timer hits 0, which it's a 15-minute timer resetting, it will level up. Now, every time this hits 0, the city will consume, and these bars will drop down. So you need to basically be delivering more to the city than it consumes every 15 minutes in order for it to level up. So Boise right now, Boise is kind of the top of our things. Right now, the bottom demand line's at 11,390. If we kind of zip over to Eugene, we can see a city that's a little bit lower. So this is only level 6. Only requires 5,300. And you can see there's nothing being delivered, or nothing being delivered, but nothing close to reaching demand yet. But as people kind of decide to move there and transport the goods, they can. So just kind of seeing the difference of the two. Now, right off the bat, you start really only connected to 3 industries. 4 usually. It connects you to a secondary industry as well, like boards. And then you have to build tracks out to it. And it kind of shows you nice little areas where you can build tracks, and then the bright areas are where you have built tracks. In order to build more tracks, we're going to kind of go look at the train station. So in the train station, we've got all sorts of buildings that can help benefit your play. To get more tracks, you need to increase your track production, right? I can own 33 right now. Next level will let me own 40. So that's how you connect to new industries, because as the cities level up, they need different industries that you're not necessarily connected to already. Just a brief look around here. Your engine house lets you know how many engines you can use. Each area, kind of the max level of that goes up. So the first area you can have 7, next area you can have 11, so on and so forth. Construction yard, it decreases the time it takes to build your other buildings. The lab is a nice one here. This allows you to generate research points, and we'll talk a little bit more about this in a second, just so you have a general idea of it, but that is super important. Your bank increases the limit you can hold. So right now I can hold 5,400 or 5,400,000. If I needed to hold more, and as the eras progress, I'll need to keep upgrading this so that I can buy the things I need to instead of getting capped all the time. Licenses help you generate extra funds from certain resources. Can be very beneficial. Station concourse here gets you prestige to help do well in the rankings. And then down here we've got the hotel, shopping center, and restaurant, which generate over a specific time period. Restaurants an hour and a half, I forget what the other ones are. Either things such as money to use in game or some prestige to help you level up. We also have the lottery area here, which you can't level up yourself, but as you gain more prestige, it levels up. And this can get you cool things, all sorts of neat little prizes to help you out. Instant dish pass routers, bonus cargo engine, research points, all sorts of fun stuff. You get one of these a day in game for free, but if you don't want to play the free-to-play model, if you want to pay, you can buy some gold and spend some gold to get those. Gold can also be used to purchase a premium account, which is called Plus account in this, which gives you all sorts of benefits. Free researcher, doubles your account limit, 5% interest, all sorts of cool stuff like that. You can also use things like the starter package and the era packages with gold. And little things like if you're upgrading a building, you can speed up the upgrade for gold. All sorts of stuff. So it is free to play, pay to play, but you can do very well and be very enjoyable with just the free to play model in this game, which I love. You're not relying on the pay to play in order to win this game. So research points. I was talking about those. You can't just have every engine available for you. So every era you have to research. You start right at the beginning and you have to research your engines, right? So you start with a bat and then you have to decide, do I want the Panther or the Black Bear? Or am I going to the Lynx? Am I skipping Panther and upgrading all of this? So it's a really neat, and most of them are treat, so you have choices between which engines you want. And every engine's different in terms of how fast it goes, its top speed, how fast it accelerates from stopped, its reliability, and how many wagons it can hold, right? And then each one itself does have specific upgrades to increase those things. So a plain Lynx has three wagons, but a bigger Lynx could have 5, which is what I'm running right now, which is kind of nice. And then a neat thing with research, if you can get all the way to the end and finish this coupling, screw coupling, closed coupling, whatever they call it in each era, it allows you to haul the goods of the next era with this era's thing. So basically that's saying right now I can haul anything that's on screen because I have a train of an era. But if, say, this rolled to era 3, then a new good might pop up here and my Lynx couldn't run it unless I had the coupling. So research is very important. This coupling gives you a huge benefit to leveling cities at the beginning of a new era. Otherwise you're spending a lot of money on brand new trains, which are probably running less tonnage than the trains from your old era. So definitely keep in mind with that. Now I've talked a little bit about this. The eras, there's 6 eras total. Each era is 14 days, so 2 weeks, and then there's an end game after that, where 10 out of the 50 cities, 10 of them that are the biggest, will go into a final game where they have to deliver a certain amount of each resource as quickly as possible, which is really cool. That's the funnest part of this game, I would say, is the end game and adjusting your trains as quickly as possible and keeping wait times down. And there's so much to go into that I'm just doing a brief overview, but there's cool calculations about more people hauling from somewhere increases the wait time for everybody as a whole, all sorts of cool things like that. And speaking of wait times, you can, generally if you're playing by yourself, you're going to have really high wait times because you don't have the money to invest in the industry enough to keep the wait times down for you. But if you join a wonderful association, right from this tab here, you can become part of a group that will allow you to invest as a group to keep wait times down. And if your association has over 50% investment in an industry, so the grain farm here has Rhino Elite with over 50%, they then get, well, I'll actually pull this all up. If we look in the investment tabs, we can see specifically that they have 1.4 million, which is over the half line that the other groups have. It gives them a 50% reduction in wait time for every person in their association. So definitely get a part of an association if you can. It's a great benefit for you. When your wait time's down, you make more money. It's plain and simple like that. And as well, it helps hauling massive amounts of tonnage to the city to level it up. So usually most cities end up with between 3 and 5, I guess, major associations that are hauling goods to the city, and they tend to each be on a specific resource so that they can combine their investment efforts to decrease the wait time so that they are hauling it as quickly as possible to the city to help it level up quicker. That's the main mechanics of the game. The money helps you buy everything you need, but prestige you get from a multitude of different ways. If you invest in an industry, as an investor, when it levels up, which eventually it will based on the bar, I won't go into the mechanics of that today, but you will gain a certain amount of prestige when the grain farm hits level 20. If investments don't change, I will get 22 prestige when it levels, and then they'll be reset and I can invest again and get more prestige when it hits level 21. You can also gain prestige from delivering to cities the required goods. So in bread or pastries here, right? Gusher R, he has been delivering the highest amount of goods so far. If this keeps on to the server reset, which is in Mountain Standard Time, it's a little bit in the afternoon. I want to say between 4 and 5 p.m. in the afternoon. He will get 420 prestige for the deliveries. There's also competitions where you get deliveries. You get deliveries from every time you build one of your buildings. You'll see that there's prestige associated with it as well. So 45 prestige when my track production goes up. So you can get prestige from all sorts of different ways throughout the game, which is really neat in that if you want to be in the top, you can go multitude of different ways, whether being a top hauler to your city or whether you're just running for competitions all over the place, right? There's many different ways, which is very versatile. I love that aspect of it too. But yeah, so that's the prestige bit, and the prestige leads to your ranking. So where you are in the rankings of everybody on this server. Depending where you finish, you might get gold stars at the end of the rounds, or the round end of the server, that says, oh, you finished top 100, you finished top 10, you finished top 1,000. So it's kind of neat that you have that tracking as you progress to different servers. So yeah, as a whole, it's a pretty neat game. Lots that we can talk about regarding it. I love the mechanics, figuring out what's going to get you the most, how to best level, where you need to adjust some trains if this good's higher than that good, and it's great that way. I also like it because you don't need to be on it all the time. So many of these real-time MMOs, it's like you got to spend hours and hours and hours and be utilizing the best of your time at all of it. But for a lot of this one, I find, I wake up in the morning, adjust trains a little bit, especially if I'm hauling just a required good, right? Keep it on there, invest a bit, keep it going, right? Keep hauling as much as you can until everybody's on board and we've done it, right? It's not one of these where I have to be here every 5 minutes changing. So yeah, it's a great game. I definitely suggest you guys check it out. There's a couple different versions of it too. There's a classic version where it's just 50 cities competing. And this one I'm on, it's the USA situation where it is east versus west. There's red towns and there's blue towns. And at the end of the game, there's a winning town that's the highest town, but then also the red side versus the blue side. So it's kind of a big fight. You can capture other people's cities based on the amount of goods you've delivered to it. And as they level up, you get points for your team and everything. Really cool that way. There's also some servers that do not just cargo, but there's also cargo and passengers. So you have to kind of balance between what you're hauling when. I hear that's very neat. I haven't had a chance to play one of those servers. I'm very much looking forward to it. But yeah, so that's Rail Nation, guys. I hope that's a good overview of the entire game for you. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos of this. We plan on doing a bunch of different Rail Nation ones, going a little bit more into depth of certain aspects of the game, giving you priorities as you start the game. So definitely take a peek at that. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And yeah, if you want to try it out, it is rail-nation.com. That's where you can find it. And free to play. Enjoy the heck out of it. If you enjoy it, let us know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this game. If you like it, if you don't. And if you want to get together with us, we might try to get a subscriber city going on one of these servers if everybody's interested, which might be a little bit cool. Play together with some of you guys. So thanks again for watching, guys. We hope to see you all next time. Bye.